iPhone SE 2022, a pint-sized powerhouse. The iPhone SE 2022 is a phone that crams modern guts into a classic design that's so small it's almost quaint. Some might also accurately call it dated. But despite the retro vibes, the end result is pretty compelling for those on a budget. Design. Picking up the iPhone SE 2022 for me is like taking a trip back in time. There's a Touch ID button instead of Face ID, and the bezels around the display take up a lot of room compared to, say, the iPhone 13 mini or Google Pixel 5a. Check out our iPhone SE 2022 vs Google Pixel 5a face-off. Then again, this phone isn't designed for me. It's for people who like small phones and are probably stepping up from the iPhone 8 with the same size display and nearly the same design. Display. Let's just say that watching shows and movies on the iPhone SE 2022 is not exactly immersive. This 4.7-inch LCD panel has a resolution of 1344 x 750 pixels, so it's not full HD, and it's impossible not to notice the large bezels when watching movies and videos on this phone. When watching the Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer on YouTube, the iPhone SE 2022 did a fine job rendering the warm colors of Tatooine and concerned grizzled look of Ewan McGregor. But the black bars above and below the action proved distracting. I wanted to pinch to zoom to make the picture bigger. Cameras. The bad news is that the iPhone SE 2022's camera hardware has not changed. But the good news is that the addition of the A15 Bionic processor opens up new camera features and capabilities through computational photography. This includes Smart HDR4 for handling tricky lighting while providing better rendering of faces, Deep Fusion for better details and textures, and photographic styles for giving you more creative control. Performance. I shouldn't be surprised by how fast the iPhone SE 2022 is, as it packs the same A15 Bionic chip that's inside the iPhone 13, but that doesn't make its performance any less impressive. I had a blast playing the Marvel Revolution game as Captain America, fighting multiple enemies with my shield along with flashy special attacks. And then I took on Red Skull, and his face had a scary amount of detail. The action was quite fluid and the graphics spectacular. On Geekbench 5, which measures overall performance, the iPhone SE 2022 turned in a single-core score of 1,718 and a multi-core result of 4,482. The iPhone 13 turned in comparable, but even slightly lower scores of 1,684 and 4,129. The Google Pixel 5a, which is powered by a mid-range Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G chip, mustered a single-core score of just 569 and a multi-core score of 1,595. Battery life and charging. The iPhone SE 2022 is rated to deliver up to 2 hours of longer battery life than the previous iPhone SE, thanks to a slightly larger battery and efficiency gains from the A15 Bionic chip. The new iPhone SE lasted 9 hours and 5 minutes on the Tom's Guide battery test, which involves continuous web surfing over 5G at 150 nits of screen brightness. That's actually a bit less than the iPhone SE 2020's runtime of 918. However, that was over a 4G LTE connection, which uses less power. The 5G-enabled Google Pixel 5a lasted a longer 9 hours and 45 minutes. On the plus side, the iPhone SE can charge fairly quickly if you have a 20W Apple charger. We got a 61% in 30 minutes, which is better than Apple's 30-minute claim.